Your mouth is ruining your respect, not your past, not your situation. Your mouth, every time you speak without thinking, every time you react emotionally, every time you try to prove yourself, you lose something. Respect, power, control, and the worst part, you don't even realize it. Most people think talking more makes them stronger, that explaining more makes them smarter, that defending themselves makes them respected. It doesn't. It exposes them, because weak people talk to be heard. Strong people speak when it matters. There's a difference, and that difference changes everything. Look around. Who gets ignored the most? The one who talks too much, the one who explains everything, the one who reacts to every small thing. Because when you speak constantly, your words lose value. They become noise, and no one respects noise. This is why silence is power. Not because you have nothing to say, but because you choose not to waste your words. This is something understood deeply. He didn't react to everything. He didn't argue with everyone. He controlled himself first, because he knew the real battle is not outside, it's inside you. And if you can't control your mouth, you can't control your life. Let's be honest. How many times have you said something and later regretted it? Words spoken in anger, words spoken in ego, words spoken just to win a moment. And in that moment, you felt powerful, but later, you realized you lost more than you gained. Because respect is not built in moments of emotion. It's built in moments of control, and control begins with silence. There are moments where your mouth becomes your biggest enemy. When someone disrespects you, you feel the urge to respond, to argue, to prove yourself. But reacting instantly is weakness, because you're not choosing your response. You're being controlled by emotion. And when emotion controls you, you lose every time. Another moment, when you try to explain yourself too much, you want people to understand you, to agree with you, to see your side. So you talk and talk and talk. But the more you explain, the less powerful you look. Because confident people don't over-explain. They don't chase approval. They don't beg to be understood. They stand on their actions, not their words. And that's why they're respected. Your mouth also ruins your respect. When you speak without knowledge, giving opinions on everything, talking just to feel important, trying to sound smart. But real intelligence is quiet. It observes, it listens, it learns, because speaking without thinking reveals more about your weakness than your strength. Then there's the biggest mistake, reacting emotionally, anger, frustration, ego. These are the moments where most people lose control. They raise their voice, they say things they can't take back. They try to win the argument, but lose respect in the process, because a man who cannot control his emotions cannot be respected. That's the truth. Harsh, but real. This is why Stoic discipline focuses on one thing first: self-control. Not controlling others, not controlling situations, controlling yourself, your thoughts, your reactions, your words. Because once you control that, everything else becomes easier, and silence is the foundation of that control. Silence gives you space to think, to observe, to choose your response instead of reacting blindly. And in that space, you gain power, real power, the kind that doesn't need to prove itself, the kind that doesn't need to speak loudly, the kind that people feel without you saying much. Now understand this clearly. This is not about never speaking. This is about speaking with intention, saying less, but saying what matters. Because when you speak less, people listen more. When you speak with control, people respect you more. And when your words are rare, they become valuable. Like currency, wasted words have no value, but controlled words carry weight. So the next time you feel the urge to speak, pause, ask yourself, is this necessary? Is this adding value? Or am I just reacting? That pause will change your life, because in that pause, you take back control, and control is what builds respect. You don't need to win every argument. You don't need to respond to everything. You don't need to prove yourself to everyone. Most of the time, silence is the answer, not because you're weak, but because you're disciplined, because you understand something most people don't. Not every situation deserves your words. Some deserve your silence, and in those moments, you don't lose respect. You gain it, because the man who controls his mouth controls himself, and the man who controls himself cannot be controlled by anyone else. So from today, watch your words, control your reactions, speak less, observe more, because your mouth can either destroy your respect or build it, and that choice is yours. Now here's what most people don't realize. Your mouth doesn't just affect how others see you. It shapes who you become. Every time you speak without control, you train yourself to be impulsive. Every time you react emotionally, you train yourself to be weak. Every time you talk just to fill silence, you train yourself to avoid thinking. And over time, that becomes your identity. A man who cannot stay silent cannot stay disciplined, because silence is not just about words. It's about control. And control is built in the smallest moments. Moments where no one is watching. Moments where you could react, but you choose not to. That's where strength is built. Not in loud actions, but in quiet discipline. There's something else you need to understand. When you talk too much, you reveal too much. Your plans, your emotions, your weaknesses, and not everyone deserves that. Some people listen just to judge you. Some listen just to use your words against you. Some listen just to see how easily you react. And when you give them everything, you give them power over you. This is why disciplined people are careful. They don't speak freely to everyone. They don't expose everything. They move in silence and let their actions speak, because actions cannot be argued with, but words can. Another truth, talking too much kills your focus. Think about it. Every time you explain your goals, every time you talk about what you're going to do, you feel a sense of progress, but it's fake, because you didn't actually do anything. You just talked about it, and your brain gets satisfied too early. That's dangerous, because now you feel like you've moved forward without taking action. This is why real disciplined people stay quiet. They don't announce their plans. They execute them silently, consistently, until results speak for them. And when results speak, words become unnecessary. Now let's talk about respect again. Because respect is not given to the loudest person. It's given to the most controlled person. The one who doesn't react instantly. The one who doesn't argue over everything. The one who doesn't chase attention. That presence, that calmness, that restraint, it creates something powerful. Authority, people start to feel it, even if you say nothing, because silence carries energy, confidence, discipline, control, and people respect what they cannot easily read. Another mistake your mouth makes is trying to win every situation, every debate, every disagreement. But winning arguments doesn't make you powerful. It makes you exhausting, because people don't respect someone who always needs to be right. They respect someone who knows when to walk away, someone who doesn't waste energy on pointless conversations. This is what Seneca emphasized. Not every conflict is worth your attention. Sometimes the strongest move is to say nothing and move on. That's control. That's discipline. That's power. There will be moments where silence feels uncomfortable. Moments where you want to speak, to defend yourself, to explain, to react. And that's the test. Because anyone can stay silent when it's easy. But can you stay silent when your ego is triggered? When someone misunderstands you? When you feel disrespected? That's where you prove your strength. Because reacting in those moments is easy. But controlling yourself, that's rare. And rarity creates respect. Now imagine this version of yourself. Calm in every situation, speaking only when necessary, never reacting emotionally, never wasting words. That version of you is powerful, not because he talks less, but because he controls more. And control is what separates leaders from followers, strong minds from weak ones, disciplined people from distracted ones. So from now on, train this daily, not once, every day. Catch yourself when you're about to speak unnecessarily. Pause, think, choose, and sometimes choose silence. Because silence is not empty. It is full of awareness, full of control, full of power. And the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. Until one day, you don't react anymore. You don't over-explain anymore. You don't speak just to be heard. You speak with purpose, with clarity, with control. And when you reach that level, you won't need to demand respect. You won't need to prove anything. People will feel it without you saying a word. Because in a world where everyone talks, the one who masters silence becomes the most powerful person in the room.